to see, what to rent, and what to skip. It's Movie Reviews with Ryan J.
We are back with the nationally syndicated film critic Ryan J. and our special guest who helped us with a little tips on how to use your smartphone and take better pictures.
So awkward.
You're perfect. You're a perfect subject.
I was trying to do some selfies at the start, you know, just kind of being very meta, like taking a photo of myself whilst being photographed by someone else, whilst the camera is taking a picture.
It was picture within a picture within a picture.
Yes, yeah. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Crazy. It's mind-blowing.
It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, I almost can't process all of that.
I had a picture of Holly and her rollers today that I was going to use as part of that.
That would have been better than me sitting there like a tool.
I just want to say how thankful I am to Ryan that didn't make it. I was like, okay, I guess we'll do it.
Do we have it?
You should Instagram
We have it.
All right.
Why would we show this now?
That's great.
Isn't that cute?
This is my throwback moment.
There she is in her rollers, getting ready for the show.
I look like Wilma Flintstone.
You look like Kate Gosselin.
Yeah.
That's totally what I look like.
It's a compliment.
Oh, gosh.
That is hilarious. Okay, well, thanks for helping us with that. Ted 2, obviously rated R.
Yes, it is very rated R, and it's more of the same. If you saw Ted, you know, Seth MacFarlane back as writer-director voiced the living teddy bear who is acerbic and nasty and inappropriate and dirty, and I kind of like it.
I was really actually surprised to hear that there was something to like about this, because I was freaking out thinking, oh, there's no way this is going to be good. So how is this movie episodic? Because the first one, I thought, how are they going to go anywhere with this?
Right, well, I think because Seth MacFarlane does TV's Family Guy and he's used to writing scripts that are for, you know, 30-minute television, he kind of like makes soup. He takes everything that he likes and throws it all in together, and it has that feeling of sort of like, you know, bits and pieces just all coming together. And it also feels like it's genre jumping a little bit, where it goes from being a musical to being a romantic comedy to being an action film to being a legal drama. So it's a little bit all over the place, but it's just more of the same. Chances are if you liked the first one, you'll like this one.
Is it funny?
It is funny. I laughed out loud a few times. I mean, I think that Seth just loves doing his R-rated thing because he's so, you know, constricted by doing television and Family Guy. So here he's really in his element and he gets to cross all the lines, and it's definitely for an R-rated audience.
Yeah. Is the cast good?
Very good. You have Mark Wahlberg back as the bestie, and he has great chemistry even with the voice of Seth MacFarlane. And we have Amanda Seyfried this time instead of Mila Kunis, and she's really great. They make fun of her eyes a bunch and stuff, but she's a good sport, and she plays a stoner lawyer, and she's a little bit of a scene stealer at times. Yeah, she's very, very good. So.
Oh, she's a scene stealer.
Yeah, I like her.
That's cool.
She's pretty, you know, she's fun, she's very talented. I like her in musicals, I like her in comedy. I think she can kind of do it all.
Sometimes being the understated one gives you a lot of free range to do cool stuff. So this is then a see it?
Yeah, absolutely see it. I think, again, if you like the first one, you'll like this one.
Okay, so see it on the big screen, Ted 2. All right, what about Max?
Max is the new live-action family film based on the story of a dog who helped out some U.S. Marines in Afghanistan. And what I found most interesting about this movie is that dogs, just like people, can come back with PTSD.
Oh, that's really interesting.
So what is this? What kind of dog is this dog?
This is a Belgian Malinois, and the dog in the film,
never heard of that.
Right, is played by a 3-year-old dog, and his name in real life is Carlos, and he's really talented. I think the best thing about this movie is that the dog is a good actor. He does a lot of really cool things, and it should really focus on the relationship between the family and the dog, but it jumps the shark a little bit.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Is it kind of like a Modern Lassie?
Well, that's the problem, is when it tries to become a Modern Lassie and goes all like dog chasing after the bad guys, it gets really spoofy and over the top, and I was so exhausted rolling my eyes at how bad this movie is. I actually took a little break and napped for about 20 minutes.
No way.
Then I was angry when I woke up because I wish I could have slept for more. This is a mess of a movie.
I saw the preview, and even in the preview alone, you can tell, like, this doesn't have a real good through line.
No, it's all over the place, and again, it almost looks like when it becomes sort of actiony at the end, where the dog is chasing the bad guys, it looks like it's spoofing MacGruber from SNL.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And that's already a spoof.
No, if you cannot do action very effectively and well, and sell it and have it choreographed where it looks like a hit is actually landing, don't do it. Just stay away from it altogether. Skip this movie. I wish I could have slept through the whole movie. You will regret. You'll just if you can't sleep, go and see Max, because you will fall asleep.
That's good. I'm really, really excited about this last one we're going to talk about, so I really hope you say see it. But Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, I saw the preview for this and immediately tugged at my heartstrings. What were your expectations going in? But give us a little synopsis too of what this
Sure.
film is.
Well, you know, you have some expectations going into a film where there's a character that has cancer, in this case, a high schooler. So you're sort of braced for that. But you have very good instincts because this movie is beautiful, it's outstandingly done, and it breaks down all of those expectations because it's surprisingly funny. You will laugh the entire time during this movie.
Really?
It's so funny, yes. It's boldly original, it's like very raw and honest, and it takes a look at that awkward stage in the teenage years where you don't really know yet how to identify the feelings that you're having. You know, remember in high school, you know, you had all these emotions and you were dealing with all these issues, but it's not till later in life when you reflect back that you're really able to identify what those emotions were and how you were feeling effectively about things that you were experiencing in your teenage years. This movie, better than anything I've ever seen, really communicates that.
Oh,
so it
that's
does
exciting.
a great job of portraying the teenage years, the awkwardness of it, the excitement of it probably too.
It's kind of like, remember Perks of Being a Wallflower?
Yes,
which
such a
was
good film.
Fantastic. Or any of the great John Hughes movies. You were talking about Pretty in Pink earlier, The Breakfast Club. You know, those movies are so good. And what I like about them as an adult is you reminisce. It takes you back and you identify once again with being a high schooler, but you can also kind of look at it from a different level too. And so kids that are age appropriate, this movie's PG-13, and you know, they can identify with it and enjoy it that way. We can reminisce and reconnect back with it, but it's so interesting. It's also very artistic. You know, the camera work and the cinematography is very different. As an indie film, the way that this movie is shot and told just from the artistic perspective is so different and interesting. I feel like this could be one of the year's best standouts, you know, depending upon the other indie movies that we get. You know, there's always one at the Oscars that's up that's like a movie that most people didn't see. Like Little Miss Sunshine was one, or it was Foxcatcher last year or something like that. This could be one of the big ones for this year.
Oh, well, at least it's happening early enough in the year that people can pick it up later and rent it if they don't see it. But you would recommend
see it, enjoy it in the theater. It's really one to watch. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. You regret it if you don't. This is the one that you would see like on cable later. You'd catch it and be like, oh, that was outstanding. Why didn't I see that in the theater?
Yeah.
Well, like Fault in Our Stars, for example,
Absolutely.
was kind of like maybe not similar, but that one I think was great to see on the big screen too.
Definitely.
Yeah, and
really,
along
really
those
great
lines.
story. So good.
Great to see you. Thanks for being such a good sport with our How to Take Better Smartphone picks.
Thanks.
And you can like Ryan J on Facebook and follow him on Twitter for full movie reviews. Be sure to check out his website. It's ryanjreviews.com.